guys, it's Paige and I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be talking about money. So I'm going to be talking about how you can save money on luxury. I have talked about how I save money on luxury purchases here and there throughout my videos, but I have never done a video where I talked about just strictly how to save money on luxury purchases. The overwhelming majority of the time when I purchase luxury, it is not for full price. Or when I do pay full price for luxury, I am always receiving some type of perk or gift card on the back end. And I'm also very strategic about how and when I make my full price luxury purchases, so that I can increase the chances that I will be able to access more opportunities to get discounted luxury. So if this is something that you're interested in, and why wouldn't you be interested in it? I think no matter how much money you have, nobody wants to pay full price for anything if you don't have to. So we're gonna get straight into the video, but like always, I do want to take the time to thank everybody who has watched my videos, who's liked, commented, and subscribed. I'm very appreciative of all of you guys who have supported my channel. I mentioned this in my last vlog, but I have finally made it to 1,000 subscribers. I finally have been monetized on YouTube, and I've worked really hard over 2 years to get to this point. So I'm really excited about that and really appreciative of that. So I just want to say thank you, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with the obvious, which is shopping the pre-loved market. I prefer buying new items when I buy luxury. So I never bought anything that was pre-loved. So I really don't know much about shopping that market. I think the other thing that really kind of gives me some apprehension is that I'm just like really terrified of being scammed or buying something that I think is authentic and finding out later that it is not, even when you shop from websites that are supposed to be reputable. So I don't really know a lot about that, and I think we all know about that. So I'm going to talk to you guys more about strategies and ways that I shop, and also some things that some people may not be aware of. So I think one of the easiest ways to get brand new luxury is from discount sites. There are tons of sites where you can find luxury items on sale, even sometimes items that are current season or things that we would consider classics that are never discontinued or rotated out. And a lot of times you can find these items just by doing a Google search and hitting on that shopping tab. Sometimes it will show you, what the lowest price is on certain websites, like a group of websites. Some of the websites that I have shopped are Gilt, Joma Shop, Set Tire. I've even bought luxury from DSW. There are several different sites that you can choose from. There are also sites that will show you the item that you're looking for and a list of retailers that have it, and it will show you what the lowest price is, kind of like what Google does. I am going to do the best that I can and list as many sites as I can think of in the description box below. But I think that is probably hands down the easiest way to get luxury. So I recommend that you always check discount, that you just like have a repertoire of discounted sites that you are looking at before you go to a boutique or a department store or something like that and pay full price when you really don't have to. Another great option are outlets. So I think some people don't know that there are luxury outlets that you can shop. I think outlets are a great way to find items too that have been discontinued, and maybe you kind of drug your feet on pulling the trigger and you really want that item. Sometimes when you think that you've missed out, you can find the item again at outlets, and the great thing about it is that it's going to be cheaper. Now, most of you are going to say, well, I don't live near an outlet. It's expensive to travel even if it's a few hours away. And it's a gamble anytime you travel to an outlet because they may not have something that you really like. And outlet or not, luxury is still expensive, and you want to make sure that you're buying things that you actually really love and not just buying things because they're discounted and they're a luxury brand. I think one of the things that people may not know is that you can call outlets. It's a little bit harder to shop that way, but you don't have to actually be present at an outlet to shop at an outlet. So a lot of brands have these things that they call pay links. So they will send, like, it's something like an invoice that you pay through from the fashion house, and you pay for shipping, which is usually around $10, and they will send you within a couple of days the item that you purchase. And if you luck up, I think it is harder to shop that way or get the attention that you want, but you can shop through the phone. If you make one trip, let's say that you're in town in some area, or you're taking a road trip to something, you're passing through an area where it's an outlet, or you just decide to take a trip to an outlet, it's always a good idea to build relationships with sales associates. I think getting access to discounted luxury really boils down to relationship building. It's like networking. So if you visit an outlet, even if you don't buy anything, make sure you get someone's card. Make sure you strike up a conversation with an SA. And those are ways that you can continue to purchase luxury even if you're not around or present in the store. Like, for example, at Saint Laurent, I went to the outlets in Chicago like a year and a half ago. And so through that experience, I was able to build relationships with a couple of SAs, and they would text me sometimes and they would show me what they had in the store. Or sometimes I would say, like, I'm really looking for a gold shoe, or there was a time that I needed a gold shoe for a formal event and I really didn't want to pay a ton of money for it. And so I just hit up the sales associate and she sent me pictures of what she had available, and I bought it, and it was much, much cheaper than what I would have paid full price. It's a little bit harder to shop through, like, basically pictures through text messages, and there is some risk involved because most of the time you cannot make exchanges unless you like receive something that's like defective. So that is something to be aware of, especially when it comes to like shoes and sizing and stuff like that. But you really do get a really, really good discount. If you can't visit an outlet, or calling an outlet is not giving you a lot of success. And to be honest, like, you shouldn't call an outlet and say like, hey, I want to see everything you have in red, or all your red shoes, or something like that. Like, I would recommend calling an outlet if you're looking for like a particular item or a particular type of item, and something that will be easy for a SA to locate and work from there. Another option that you have also, if you're not able to access an outlet either by phone or going to an outlet or through an SA, is through a personal shopper. Most of the items that I get through the outlet come from a personal shopper because I don't have an SA at every boutique. And it also gives you like a better idea of what's at the outlet. So it's more like you're shopping the actual outlet and more at one time without feeling like pressure to purchase something or that you're wasting someone's time. The downside though is that you do have to pay a personal shopper fee, but the discount will outweigh that fee to begin with. I found personal shoppers through Facebook groups. It is a little risky because on both sides it requires a lot of trust. So I have shared a group that I personally shopped. I don't believe that that group is still active, but if you want to find it, it's in one of my luxury haul videos. I think it's like in a couple of them. It may or may not still be active, but I'm not gatekeeping, I promise. I just don't want to vouch for anybody on either side. I don't want to put someone else's group, or I don't want to put a personal shopper in harm's way of someone who is going to take advantage of them and not pay the personal shopper fee, or I don't want to vouch for anybody and somebody is scammed or they feel like they're scammed or I led them astray. So if you want to find it, you can search for outlet groups and you will find one. Obviously, use common sense, use good judgment. Most of the time, with the exception if you're shopping through like a department store, you get sent a payment link, and you can always choose not to buy anything that doesn't come from directly from an outlet in a payment link, in a pay link. And I would definitely recommend that. The only times that I have given personal credit card information to are people that I have had a long-term relationship with. Not that, you know what I'm trying to say, like they've been a personal shopper or an SA for a long time. So yeah, use good judgment with that. So the next way that you can get discounted luxury, I think is pretty obvious, and it's generally a pretty easy way to shop, and that is through sales. Now there are different categories of sales, and we're going to talk about those and how to get access or strategies that I have used to get access to private sales. A lot of this really boils down to luck and building rapport. It's networking, it's relationship building. So I'm going to talk to you about strategies that I use. So the easiest way is through sales, especially when it's online, or if you just walk into a department store or boutique that have a sale and you see something on the rack and it's in your size, or it's the item that you've been looking for, and bam, you buy it. A lot of department stores will also have promotions like gift card promotions, or maybe they have point promotions if you join clubs or you have a credit card with that particular department store, whatever that particular department store calls it. And those are ways that you can get a discount or at least like some type of reward on the back end. So gift card promotions, I think, are my favorite ways to get things discounted for a lot of different reasons, especially when they're things that otherwise I can't get on sale. Like if it's something that's like current season, or it's like something that is a classic item, of course you won't be able, there are restrictions on brands, but there are a lot of good brands, or at least ones that I love, that you can get these gift card promotions to. Even if it's not on sale, sometimes department stores like Nordstrom's, they'll have like double point days that you can use every so often, or you pick the days that are double point days, and things like that are ways that perhaps you're gonna buy something that doesn't go on sale, or maybe it's a classic item, but at least you're getting at least something back that you can use for a future purchase. And I consider that to be a discount as well. The other benefit of these types of promotions, where you get notes or points, or whatever that particular department store is calling them, is that you can use these things to purchase luxury items that for the most part never go on sale. So you can use them to purchase like classic things, or things that have been on your wish list for a long time, and get a discount even if it's limited. Another thing that I like to do is when I get gift cards, I will use them to shop at boutiques that are inside of the department store. So for example, if that department store has like a Louis Vuitton boutique, then you can use your gift card for that department store at that boutique. So like one time I got these Louis Vuitton boots that I've really been eyeing, that I'm not going to be able to find on sale. I'm not going to be able to find them at an outlet or anything like that, but I was able to save almost half of what I was going to pay for those boots because I had that gift card. So if you plan out purchases like that, that's another way that you can get discounts on luxury. So another tier of sales are private sales, which of course are private. Some of them are like more like quote unquote private, because it's really just a matter of clicking a link. So the easiest way to get access to private sales is making sure you sign up for email communications with your favorite stores or boutiques, because there are certain fashion houses that will send out links through emails for private sales, but they only come through emails. They're not going to show up in the regular sales sections of certain department stores, or just regular websites of boutiques or fashion houses. Now, to get access to the sales that are actually really private, it really boils down to relationship building. I think a lot of people think that you have to be like a high spender. You have to buy something every time you go into a store, or just spend a lot of money or make a bunch of purchases in order to build these relationships, to get access to private sales, or get access to personal shoppers who will give you access to private sales, or find items that are harder to find. Like for example, some of the department stores in my area don't have certain boutiques in the stores. So in order for me to use the gift card at a boutique that I want to shop at, sometimes I have to purchase it through a personal shopper. So that's also an added benefit of that. So honestly, I don't have access to a bunch of private sales. Well, I would say not at like a bunch of retailers or fashion houses, but I can tell you that every single opportunity that I have had, it was always after one purchase. So I think that is a testament that you do not have to spend a lot of money. You do not have to feel obligated to make purchases or just spend money or buy things that you really don't want in favor with a sales associate. I'm a firm believer that when you take care of other people, they will take care of you. So as long as you are kind and you're nice and you're personable, people will generally be kind to you as well. You have to remember that a lot of these sales associates, they get paid off of commission. They want to make sales. So if you're friendly, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be friendly to you. And even if you only have it in your budget to make one purchase, there is a way that you can make that one, like there's strategies that you can use, or at least that I use, to make that one purchase, to build relationships without having to spend a lot of money. So for example, if I'm going to pay full price for something because I don't really have an option to get it discounted, then instead of buying that item online, even when it's much more convenient for me to buy it online, I will go into the boutique. I will strike a conversation with the SA that is helping me, and I would just be friendly. And that is a way that you can build these relationships after you make your purchase, or after you have your conversation. Make sure you ask for that person's contact information, and that is a great way to get an SA. Another thing that I've done, like if there are a particular pair of shoes that I'm eyeing or something that I'm looking for, normally I just do this because if I'm going to spend a lot of money on something, it's just always a good idea. But if you can, go see that item in person. Maybe I'm not ready to make that purchase, or maybe I'm just undecided, and I will try it on. I will get the SA's contact information, and in a couple of weeks I will contact them and let them know that I want to make the purchase, and that I will come into the store, or when can I come into the store. And that's another way to get an SA, to get someone that's looking out for you because you're looking out for them. And so that's also another strategy that you can use. Even sometimes if what you want is not available in store, sometimes it's a good idea, because I've done that before too, is to order it in store, because that also helps with building a rapport and getting familiar with a store or SA, and that will also help you to get access to private sales or private opportunities for discounts. Or even if you just need to get something that's harder to get your hands on, it will always, it's never going to hurt you, and it's always going to help you in the long run. So it's really possible to get just about anything, and I do mean just about anything, discounted. It's the access to these opportunities that can be a little bit harder. But when I first started purchasing luxury, I really did not know this. I just kind of like stumbled upon this opportunity by happenstance. I was in Europe working for the summer, and I was planning on buying my first Louis Vuitton bag, and I happened to be in the UK for 10 weeks, and I did not realize that when you buy luxury in Europe, you get what they call like a tax return, and depending on what the exchange rate is for the currency at any given time, you are going to save money. There are tons of videos on here that go into a lot more detail, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that here. But it ends up getting you, depending on how much you spend, but generally speaking, you can expect to save about 20% on luxury at any boutique, because it's really not about the brand or the boutique. It's about how much money you're spending. It's really more like a government thing. So you'll get a refund on what you spend when you're on your way back home, when you purchase luxury overseas. I've only done this in Europe, but I know that the prices on luxury is also different when you're in Hawaii, and there may be some discounts available when you're buying things overseas in other countries. You really do have to do research, because it depends on a lot of things, not just the tax return rate, but also it depends on the prices of the particular item and what the exchange rate is, or what the price is in like euros, for example, in Europe versus what the price is in dollars. And you have to do the exchange rate and figure out what that discount is. It involves a lot of math. So you really do have to do your research. Of course, I would never advise just going to Europe or some foreign country just to purchase luxury. But if you're happening to go on vacation somewhere, or you're thinking about where you should plan to go on vacation, maybe you should consider places or do some research before you decide on a final destination on luxury. And purchasing luxury in any particular country that you're interested in, and if there's a discount available, purchasing luxury while you're on vacation, or if you have a work trip or something like that overseas, can really help you save money in the long run. So I hope that you guys have found this video to be informative, and that you guys have learned something and have gotten some new information. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you know of other ways to get discounted luxury that maybe I have forgotten about, or I don't know about, or I didn't mention, don't be a gatekeeper. Put that in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.